Welcome back to Everyone Has a Story, True Tales from Everyday Life. I'm so glad you're here. This is the second in a 7-part series, 7 gifts, lessons if you will, to remember each day upon awakening. In this season of giving, please accept this message of light and optimism. Happy holidays to you, from us. Be generous with your love and hugs, and always walk in balance. Let's talk about the second gift, that of choice. Each night when we go to sleep, Creator places the stone of sleep on our eyes. When the sun rises the next morning, Creator lifts the stone from our eyes that we might live another day. This is an old Panji Sipe belief that my Made has always taught me. When we open our eyes the next day, we are given 7 gifts to take into our day. These are guideposts that show us the path forward, to fulfillment for that day, to peace of mind, and calm for the soul. Choice. End the feeling of entrapment and become powerful. You are never without choices. They are as limitless as your imagination. This is Helen's story. I could hear some woman screaming, and I thought, shut up already. Why are you screaming? It's so loud. And then I realized later that it had been me. I was lying there in the stairwell trying to figure out what had happened. My oldest sister, Helen, was 21 years older than me. During her short 63 years, she had her share of health challenges, most significant of which was a fall down the steps leading to her basement when she was in her early 40s. She broke her hip that day, so badly that she needed a full joint replacement. In today's world, it's almost a non-starter. They're so common, as are total knees, that they have become routine. Walk in, get a new joint, walk out, usually the same day or next, and back to your normal activities within a few short weeks. Not when Helen fell in 1987. It wasn't like that at all. She was days in the hospital, recovering from both a joint replacement and the fall itself. When she came home, she needed constant care for weeks as she healed and learned to walk again. She and I were not yet in each other's lives when she broke her hip. And that's a long story for another time. I was 32 before I met my sisters from Dad's first marriage. But she did tell me about it often in the following years. And it left her with a chronic pain issue with which she contended the last 20 years of her life. Shortly after she and I found one another, I was in a significant car crash, which left me with trauma-induced fibromyalgia. 3 years after that, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I spent the next decade fighting my way back from a life of debilitating chronic pain and morbid obesity. By 2011, I'd lost 100 pounds, put my RA into remission, and my fibro was just a thing in my past. But in that decade leading up to that, as I built deep and abiding relationships with my 2 sisters, Helen and Diane, I was often gifted with Helen's key point of advice. Don't sit down with it. Huh? When she first told me that, I laughed. After some time, though, I came to learn how valuable that advice is. It is filled with complex meaning. The most superficial and basic is, well, keep moving or your joints will stiffen up and make it that much harder for you to get moving later. But the deepest is, you can choose to let it get you down, or you can choose to acknowledge it and just keep on keeping on. Choices. What a novel concept. You mean I don't have to behave like a broken down old woman when I'm still in my early 30s? I can choose to acknowledge something but don't give it power? I still use this diamond of advice to this day. In fact, I'm 6 months out from my second total knee replacement. And during that entire recovery, I had a silent mantra to not allow myself to sit down with it, at least not for any longer than was necessary to get good sleep and start again the next day. Every moment of every day, we have the privilege to make choices. Our days are filled with them, from the choice to snooze the alarm, to what to wear, what to eat, what to do, with whom to speak, what time to go to bed, and everything in between. Hundreds of choices every day are ours to make. When we experience stress and challenges in our lives, we often say, But I have no choice. You may think you do not, and you may be feeling trapped and anxious, but there are always choices. They may not be ones you want to make. They may be uncomfortable and even far from ideal, but they are nonetheless always there. So as the stone of sleep is lifted from your eyes for another day, accept the gift of choice. Allow yourself to see options and alternatives. Do not accept the feeling of entrapment and despair. Open yourself to possibilities, both comfortable and safe, and scary and daring. The choices you are open to and willing to explore will bring opportunity and freedom. You are never without choices. Acknowledge it and let it empower you. Do you have a story of choice? Please share with us in the comment section below. Choice is a powerful thing. What choices have empowered you? And consider subscribing with notification bell on if you enjoy content like this. A thumbs up sure would be appreciated as well. Thanks for visiting with us. We hope to see you next time on Everyone Has a Story, True Tales from Everyday Life.